Okay guys, this is gonna be Road to Diamond, episode 14, and this first game, it kind of takes place like I wasn't recording the first bit of it, and not much really happened anyways, but while this is actually playing in the background, I was just gonna take a little bit of time to talk about the current meta, at least not really the meta, but how I feel the game is going right now. And in my opinion, the game is like really heavily focused on your bot lane, and if you guys remember, most of the time the meta was focused on the jungle for the past like 2 seasons pretty much. And the jungle pretty much controlled the game, which was really annoying, but I thought it was getting better, but I think it's actually even more annoying now is the fact that supports are like super strong, and this clip, just ignore me chasing them for no reason. So like I was saying, supports are really strong, and support items can like really dictate the game. Like if you have a Blitzcrank on your team, like they do, versus if you have like a Lulu or Janna, the Lulu or Janna is going to be so much more useful just because the support items like are very helpful for them right now, and Blitzcrank can't really build Ardent Sensor and stuff like that as effectively as a Soraka, Lulu, or Janna can. So it's pretty annoying. I kind of hope they nerf some of the support items just because, I don't know, it makes it pretty unfun to play. You basically have to kill everybody twice. Sorry about that like lapse in the video, I'm not really sure what that was, but moving on. This game, or most of these games were played, I just took a break from the game. I was just playing Rocket League a bunch, so most of these games I'm pretty rusty in. You might see me mess up a few barrels, or as you saw earlier, just straight up suicide into the enemy team. So now that I got what I feel the meta is, I'll start talking about the actual game. So this game is going like okay, and I'm doing pretty well. I mean, 7-5 and 7 isn't that good, but when you play a super late game champion like me, then that's pretty good. The only problem is their Anivia is pretty strong, and I'm not very good about playing against Anivia, as I always just stand in their ult too long, and you know. So this clip, we were waiting at tower just trying to defend, and then their Lee Sin suicides for some reason, but their Anivia actually does kill me. Like, I didn't expect that much damage at all. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I played that really bad. I didn't respect her damage at all, so that's something I gotta be more careful of. This next clip, skip ahead just like a few minutes, I'm taking out their inhib because they had an open inhibitor and nobody decided to defend it, so I just got it. So my team's in this kind of awkward fight. Well, I'm in an awkward position just like here behind their towers. Luckily I do get a kill on Lee Sin. Oh, and this play was so nice until they ruined it. Like, this would have been a really good play. Like, and I get a barrel crit, but then Jin's just there and I die. So I was quite mad about that. But moving on, there's a fight at Dragon, which the enemy does get the Dragon, but it's not that important. It's not Elder or even Fire, I don't think so. It doesn't really matter. So it's more important about what happens after the fight. And what happens after the fight is my team just destroys them. Actually, it was Elder Dragon, I think, but yeah, it was Elder Dragon, but it doesn't help them win. Like, my team was really strong, and I wasn't even there. All I did was just press R, and, you know, my team carried me. So by the title of the video, I think you can tell that I fed this game, at least early game, which is why I didn't show it, but, you know, still win, so guess can't complain about that. But moving on to the next game, this is just ignore. Just look away from a little bit. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep, that's just rusty. Just a little bit rusty. Rocket League, you know, just getting back into the thing, getting back into League of Legends. So, I'm not gonna show too much of the early game where I get bullied into the ground by a Vladimir. Not a fun lane. Not a very fun lane at all. Okay, so I just showed that clip because it's about the only interesting thing that I do in the first 20 minutes is ult somebody for a kill. So. Next clip, there's another dragon fight happening, and Jax actually misses the smite, but this one is not an Elder Dragon, so it's not that important. So here, I got a little bit too greedy, I think. There's Caitlyn actually hit the blast cone, gosh. So they're really fed Vladimir, thanks to me, was able to clean up my my team. So, and then by the time I was on the Caitlyn, he was there to kill me, so he's really fed at this point, which is why I have the healing reduction item. I don't know what it's called, but Luckily, that's actually really effective versus Vlad, and it's only 800 gold, so you should really invest in that if you're playing versus Vladimir. Pretty much no matter who you're playing. If you're AD, you might as well pick it up for 800 gold. It's really good. So, this fight is like kind of awkward. Everybody's low health. It's kind of just like it's kind of just like a game of chicken. Who's gonna go in first? And they do win the game of chicken. Although that would have been a pretty good one part, but Caitlyn shined. So. And here I would normally cut the clip, but luckily for the YouTube clips, Kassadin just decides to YOLO. Look, she just like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, I don't know. I don't think that was a very good choice by her, because she could have lived, and it probably could have killed me later on. But whatever. This next clip we're doing Baron, but they actually are all jumping in, so it's like really close, and they actually do get Baron, which is just not very good for us, but we actually do win the fight kind of heavily. Maybe just by like 1 kill or so, but we do win the fight. And the most important part here, as I repeatedly chase down this Wukong with barrels, the more important part is that we're about even, and we scale. We scale way harder than the enemy team, so mainly because of me. Oh, and this I was so salty here. Look, that would have been like an instant triple kill, but they all just like barely get out of it, so I flash and get hooked and die. So close to a montage clips. See, this is why it's hard to make a montage. People just have flash up all the time. What do you expect me to do? Can't make a montage if they just flash out of your barrels. I mean, okay. So as I was saying, we're kind of strong, but sieging versus a Caitlyn is very annoying, as I'm sure you guys know. Their stupid traps are just sitting there, just waiting for you to step on them, and then she'll just headshot you for like half your health. Makes a lot of sense. So as we do get to siege here, I get a nice barrel on her, but I somehow take tower aggro. I thought somebody else had it, but whatever. So our Jax just like leaves. I don't know where Jax went. I guess he went to defend bottom, but either way, I stepped in a trap and I died. That was my fault, but this game's kind of like coming to a close. We're like really strong. There's not really too much they can do. And there's just like a nice barrel to pretty much finish it out. This Vladimir... Oh, okay, what I was going to talk about. This Vladimir was against me in lane, and even though he did destroy me in lane, he's not very good at the Vladimir. We'll just put it that way, because he got like, what, 7 kills? I think he was like 7-0 early game, and I don't even know if he got like any kills after like 30 minutes or so. Or maybe even after like 25 minutes. He just didn't do much after that, so I don't know. He was just obviously not the best player, which is a reason that you guys, even if you think there's a good counter matchup, like Vladimir counters Gangplank, what if you know you could pick that? You're like, okay, good, I countered Gangplank, but the problem is if you don't know how to play the champion, no matter how fed you get, you're probably not going to be able to carry the game late game. So if this guy would have picked like a champion maybe he was a little bit better with, he could have possibly carried the late game. So that's just my views on counter picks. They're not really that important. Especially not in anything under diamond. I wouldn't worry about counter picking until you're like diamond 5, or at least diamond, like maybe diamond 3 even. It's just not important. Oh, this clip, this is pretty funny. The Fiora gets killed by minions, and then I bait this Xin Zhao in with my W. So I orange way too early, and then he still goes in. You know, I'll take it, but that was just. Oh, and then this Fiora proceeds to flame the crap out of Xin Zhao and the rest of the game, which is pretty good. But oh, so if you can tell by the title, though, my last 2 games I fed early game and I won, so I think you can tell what's gonna happen this game. If you're on any tilt right now, if you have any tilt in your system, just don't watch this game. It'll just make you want to punch a baby. That's all I wanted to do after I played this game. Bot lane. Like I was saying, bot lane dictates the game a lot right now. Especially with the Fed, or not the Fed, but the strong AD carries out. Like Lucian, Jhin, just any AD carry that synergizes well with the supports right now is just... Oh, Kog'Maw even with Lulu, that is just cancer. Don't play against that. So, here this Fiora actually just killed me. But like I was saying, bot lane, my bot lane was feeding very hard, and the problem is they have a Zilean, and I would kill the Lucian later in this game, but Zilean would just ult him, so there's not much I can do about that, because by the time I would kill him twice, I would have died before I could do that. So even though I'm really fed this game, like 7-2, just basically just killing this Fiora over and over again. Did not really matter. Mid lane went about even. Our Zed wasn't that good. He was okay, but mid lane went about even. Bot lane, my bot lane went like 0-15, I think. It was pretty fun. They went 0-15 in lane. I don't even know how you die 15 times in lane. Don't ask. I don't want to talk about it. So I didn't want to show too many clips from this game because it's literally just me struggling to kill the Lucian, and then once I do kill the Lucian, Zilean just revives him, and my bot lane doing absolutely nothing. That was this entire game, basically. And since we only had one tank, which was Nautilus, and he was super behind, it wasn't very good because we couldn't, like, we didn't have any tank to even defend against because Nautilus was like 2 items at 30 minutes. Something stupid, not 30 minutes, the game ended way before that. But anyways, he was not very tanky, so hope you guys enjoyed the episode.